Okay, today's assignment, we're going to do another guided practice for formatting a spreadsheet and for adding more formulas and functions. So I've given you two documents in your assignment. You're going to open both of them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open the guided practice, more formatting, and then you're going to make a copy, and then it will be your own. So we need to make a copy and then say OK, and just leave it as copy of, because then I know that you are working on the copy instead of the original. Okay, and now I'm going to go back and I'm going to open up the guided practice more student. Okay, when you open that, you'll make a copy of that too. Now this is a spreadsheet that's had some of the things keyed in already, so that's going to eliminate some of all this typing, okay? So it's going to shorten it up a bit. We're going to do probably about half the steps today, 1 through 12, I believe. So once again, make a copy. Click on File, make a copy, and then say OK. So now, if you notice, I have 4 documents open up here. I'm going to go ahead and delete the originals. I mean, close them, rather, not delete, but close. I'm going to close both of those. And now I'm going to look at my directions. Okay, and this, it tells me what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to format numbers and labels, format borders. Do you remember the difference between using a number for a number and using a number for a label? What did we say about that yesterday? A number is a label if it's not going to be calculated. So, for instance, phone numbers, those are going to be considered labels rather than numbers, even though they're a number, because you don't add them, subtract them, multiply them, or anything like that. What about a social security number? What would that be? Would that be a label or a value? Label. Yes, that's right, because it's a number that's used for identification. You don't add it, subtract it, you don't calculate it. So, okay, so we're going to open we already did that. We actually gave it a new name because now it's called copy of that. So now we're down to number 3, and we're going to format the title, ABC Hourly Payroll, in bold, 16-point font, and center the title across all columns. You may need to adjust the row height. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do what it said. Said to center this across all the columns. It means all the columns that are being used. So I'm going to select A, B, C, D, E, and F because those are the columns that are used. Then I'm going to merge those cells because it said to center across all the columns. So this is my merge tool. I can do merge horizontally, and that will center it as well. No, it won't. What's wrong about that? Okay, so now I still have to use my center tool, my alignment tool. Okay, I'm going to use center. Okay, so now it's centered. Now it's already in bold, and so but I still have to do 16-point font, which I don't have a 16 available, so I'll have to use 18. Oops, I got to select it. Okay, it looks okay. I don't really have to adjust the column heights because it fits in there. Okay, so now number 3 is finished. And then, so I'll go back and see what my number 4 says. Format the headings in row 3 for wrap text, center, initial caps, and bold. And readjust the column width or height if needed. Okay, so row 3. So I'm going to select the columns that I'm working with. Well, I could do the whole row. In case I add more columns, they'll be formatted as well. So I'm going to click on the 3 and that selects the whole row. Okay, I'm going to merge, or not merge, but wrap. That is this one right here, but I got to click on the arrow because I want it wrapped under. And it looks like nothing happened. That's because I need to adjust the column width. Okay, so in order to do that, you have to, I'm going to start with the hourly rate. I'm not going to do this one because my data is longer than my title, so I don't want to wrap it because half of the names will be missing. So I'm going to fix this so that they actually wrap. The hourly rate, hours worked, regular hours, and overtime hours. You have to put your pointer between the C and D so that it's a double-headed arrow. That will be your moving tool. Hold down your left mouse button and drag the column width into just after the Y in hourly. Okay, do you see that blue line? That's me. When I let go, that's going to be my new column width. And see how my rate goes underneath the hourly? See, my text wrapping is working. So I'm going to do the same for the next column. Double-headed arrow between the D and the E. Hold down left mouse and then drag it to the end of the S. Well, it was a little bit, I got it a little bit too small, so I have to drag out a little bit because worked was longer than hours. Okay? So I'm going to do it again between, I'm going to close this more so that you can see what I'm doing. Double-headed arrow between E and F. Hold down your left mouse, drag till R. Wraps. Okay, same thing between F and G. Okay, so then we have all of our text wrapping and column width adjustments done. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and see what number 4 or number 5 is. Okay, number 5, it wants me to delete row 7. So I need to click on the number 7 instead of the data. If you select the data like so, it's only going to delete the data and you'll have a blank row. Okay? So I need to click on 7 so it takes the whole row. And then you can go to edit, delete row 7, and then it moves up. I have a new row 7. Okay? So now let's see whose name that was. I'll undo it and so you can see it was Gallagher, Hugh Gallagher. And now watch when I delete that row, he'll be gone. Okay, Hugh's gone. Okay, it says format labels. Format the data in column A as a label or as text. Remember that sometimes numbers are entered for identification purposes and not for calculations, such as employee Social Security numbers in column A. The data is used to identify employee and will not be used to calculate pay. Okay, I'm going to put a note here because what I've discovered is um, Google Sheets does not give you an option to specify the numbers as a label. Microsoft Excel does. So I'm going to say cannot, whoops, I have all caps on. Take that off. Cannot format or labels specifically in Google Sheets. This option is available in Microsoft Excel. Okay. Okay, it says to format the data in column C as currency. That means as money. So column C, okay, I'll give you a second to finish that up. Okay, format the data in column C as currency. Column C, okay, column C. So I'm going to click on column C, on the letter C, because I want to do the whole column. So in case I add another line, it's going to be formatted as well. Your number tools are up here in the toolbar. Okay, I have a dollar sign here. That's for currency. That's for money. So if I click on that, my numbers will turn to dollars. Okay, and then it says format a double line border around row 3. Around row 3. Double line border around row 3. That's kind of odd. Okay, around row 3. I'm not going to do this. Well, I only want to do that to the rows that I'm using, because anything that I type in here, when I go to print it, it will print the whole workbook. So if I did this whole column, did a line in row 3 on the whole sheet, the sheet has an indefinite number of pages. I don't know off the top of my head how many cells. It's like thousands. It used to be thousands. It's probably more now. We'll have to Google it and see. At any rate, I'm just going to do the rows or the cells that I'm using. So it says a double line border around row 3. So I'm going to click on my borders, and I have to change the style to double, because it said to use a double line border around. So I clicked that, and then I'm going to click the around border, and that's what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. Okay. You wouldn't have that. It wouldn't be around if I did the whole row, because it would go on forever. Okay, so then let's see what we have now. Okay, rename the. Okay, you need to pay attention though. Rename the spreadsheet tab payroll. Not the spreadsheet tab. I'll show you where that is. Down here on the bottom, every workbook starts out with 3 tabs. Okay, so I have sheet 1, it's called sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3 by default. When you open up a workbook is a combination of at least 3 sheets. We're told to rename sheet 1. So if you double click on sheet 1, it selects it. And now I can change the name to payroll. Okay, the name has been changed to payroll. So now if I click in a cell, I can see I have now payroll, sheet 2, and sheet 3. Okay, now my directions say move the payroll sheet behind sheet 2. Okay, so it wants me to move this to behind here. So I hold my left mouse button down and drag, and then it goes behind sheet 2. So now my sheets say sheet 2, payroll, sheet 3. That's the order that they're in. Okay? Now you're going to key in the hours worked. That's the next step, and this is where we'll stop for today. and then we'll be ready to finish up tomorrow. This is step 11. So you're going to key this information into hours worked, and then we'll be ready to go tomorrow to finish up the steps.